Thanks and all the best for you.
Thank you, Shrikali. Thank you, Rishi, for a very encouraging speech. So, we'll get started. But before we get started, I want to know if you guys can sing. Can you guys sing? How many of you can sing? Bathroom singing counts, you know. Low bar. How many of you can sing? Good. How many of you know Katy Perry? I heard, oh gosh. So we're gonna play a small clip, not the video, just the lyrics and the music from Katy Perry, and I want you guys to sort of sing along with it. Okay? Who knows the song Fireworks? Okay. So let me put the song. Hear it? The Wi-Fi is
like a house of cards. Do you ever feel already buried deep? 6 feet under skin, there's no
Keep
one
going.
to hear a thing. Buried deep, 6 feet under skin, but no one seems to hear a thing. Like a house of cards.
Come on.
No, that's not the lyric. Yeah, it's like
Okay, somebody knows the words.
There's still a chance for you. There's a spark in you. You just gotta ignite your light. Let it shine. Just know the night. Like the 4th of July. Continue your firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make it go up, up, up. Shoot across the sky, high, high. Make it a firework. Come on, make it colors burst. Make it go up, up, up. We were going down, up, up.
Thank you for singing that. There's a reason I wanted you guys to sing that. Because this song has something very important to tell you guys. What is it? Who can tell me what it is? What trait does this song is asking you to have? What's that again? Perseverance. Any other traits?
Don't give up and just do it.
That's a good point. Don't give up.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Courage
courage to do what you want to do.
to do what you want to do, right? What is that? Show world what you're worth? Or what you want to be? Okay. So basically I'm looking for the word self-belief. Right? Very close. Courage, grit, self-belief. And the reason this is important because today we're going to touch upon all the qualities of a successful entrepreneur. And self-belief is one of the biggest ones. That's what I believe in. I believe that self-belief is one of the biggest ones. And I also want you guys to know that today we'll talk about these qualities, and then from next week we're going to get into the details of how you start the business. So the first lecture was, what do you need? You need creativity. What do you do with creativity? You? What do you do with creativity? Who can tell me?
Think of an idea
What do you do?
Make a company.
Make a company, but what do you need to create with your creativity to make a company?
You think of the idea that can be improved with your company.
Okay, idea. You want to say something? Okay. So you create a product or a service, and basically you use your creativity to innovate. And with innovation, you start a venture or a business, and you become an entrepreneur. And there's a little bit of risk involved in entrepreneurship, as I spoke the last time around. But we're going to talk about one of the other traits of a successful entrepreneur, which is risk-taking. So we're going to get into all these details, and from next week, we are going to start looking into the steps of how to start the company. Okay? So, how many of you did the homework? Okay. So there were two pieces of the homework. One piece was to find the man in the middle. How many of you know who the man in the middle was? Nobody.
Oh, I forgot.
Okay. Let's see. Nobody knows who the man in the middle was? Okay, let me show you the picture.
MySpace.
MySpace, no.
It looks
Remember what was the keyword? The keyword was genius, right? Nobody knows that? That means nobody looked at joining the Facebook pages and the Google groups and stuff like that.
Well, I don't have a Facebook.
You don't have Facebook, your parents can help you get on these pages. With their permission, you can access some of these pages. So, this guy is Eric Weiner. He is an author, and he wrote a wonderful book called The Geography of Genius. Okay? And that's why I gave you the hint. The hint was genius. And had you gone into one of the Facebook pages, you would have seen the picture posted and something written about him. So we have multiple Facebook pages. We have the Facebook page for Silicon Valley Young Coders Club, where all the homeworks, all the presentation slides and videos will be posted. And this is another one which I have on my Facebook page where I post interesting tidbits which I like to share with friends and family. So had you gone here, you would have seen that this guy is Eric Weiner. And now, we have to talk about genius. And the reason we need to talk about genius is, last time we talked about creativity, innovation, but we did not talk about genius. These are the few terms which go with, success, entrepreneurship, creativity, innovation, entrepreneurship, genius. So, I want to show you a very short video about genius. And this video is going to talk about what the idea of genius is and how genius is produced. And actually what I can do is I can skip on the video, given the buffering was not that great. I can tell you what it is about instead of showing you the video. So genius is something which is attributed by the society. So can anyone here, or does somebody claim here? Does somebody here claim that he or she is a genius? Can someone claim here that you're a genius? Okay. You're a genius? Okay, perfect. So she claims she's a genius.
I'm a genius at being bad at math.
You're a genius at being bad at math. Okay. So very interesting points. Basically the point I was trying to make, that genius is something attributed by the society. So you can say that, hey, I'm smart at math, and I'm pretty good at art, I'm pretty good at this, I'm pretty good at that. But genius is something usually attributed by the society. Society claims you genius. They say, oh, Albert Einstein was a genius of our time. Or Steve Jobs is a contemporary genius, or was a contemporary genius now, right? So genius is attributed by society, and how does society measure genius? I have some labels here. He wants to sell something.
Like, usually they'll do it by what they contribute to like the world, like how, I guess Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak both contributed, like the Apple computer and like the Mac, like a lot of things, and that's why people would consider them maybe an important figure of like the 19th, 20th and 21st century.
Right. So it's the contribution, right? So I have 3 bullet points written here: impact, timelessness, and novelty. So, how much impact that person created on the society was the timelessness. The reason I say timelessness is because you could come up with a wonderful Super Bowl app, let's say for 2015. And once the Super Bowl is gone, that app is not much of significance, right? So it's a great invention or a great product, but it's not timeless, you know? It's not like Edison's bulb, right? Bulb is timeless, right? Or Einstein's theory of relativity, for example, right? So timelessness, impact, and novelty. And the guest speakers today, both Mayor Marchand and Rishi Kumar, they were talking about Silicon Valley. And the geography is very important. And the reason I'm telling all this is because I want you guys to know that you guys are really, really lucky to be living in Silicon Valley. I know a lot of us take it for granted and say, oh, what's the big deal, right? Oh, the housing prices are so high here. What's the big deal? You know, there's no point in living in Silicon Valley. Wrong. Why not move to Texas? Wrong. Don't move to Texas. Stay in Silicon Valley. The reason is the geography of Silicon Valley is helping you to innovate. It's helping you to be an entrepreneur. And I'll tell you, you know, what all aspects of geography which is helping you. Rishi or Marchand, Mayor Marchand talked about coffee shops, right? And he talked about what happens in coffee shops. You meet a lot of smart people. There's a lot of interaction going on. You're getting a lot of new ideas because when you go to coffee shop, right? Similarly, urban spaces are very important for geography. Even though Silicon Valley is more of a suburb, but it's somewhere in the borderline of suburb and urban, right? There's still a lot of urban areas where people meet, a lot of coffee shops, a lot of downtowns, a lot of places of culture. And urban spaces are very important for creativity and genius. Walking is very good for creativity, right? If you have something structured around walking, a lot of companies, if you go to Google, you'll see big campus. You have so many paths you can walk and go to different buildings. So walking is very important for creativity. Mentors, somebody's talked about mentorship. The reason Silicon Valley is important again, and you guys are lucky again, is because you can see successful companies here, and you can be mentored by people because they have set successful companies in the past. For example, for this program, second session, not the second session, but the second portion of the program is the implementation phase. And you'll be mentored by people who are in the tech industry. And this is an incredible opportunity because if you're living in, let's say, in Wyoming, right? How likely is it you'll get a mentor like that who will help you come up with, let's say, an iOS code or an Android code for an app idea you have, right? Very less likely. So we have to have a lot of gratitude that we are living here. This is a great opportunity being, living in the Silicon Valley. And you see the prior success. You see all the companies which are coming out of Silicon Valley, and you get inspired and motivated again. So that's another important aspect. You know, that's how genius gets created. You see an existing genius, and you aspire to be a genius. And where else will you find more geniuses than Silicon Valley as far as tech is concerned, or many other fields are concerned? I also touched upon diversity. So who can tell me how diversity helps? Let me see if somebody else wants to say. Yeah.
Diversity is different, and sometimes when things are different, they make new ideas. It can be creative, and new ideas come, new companies, and all that stuff.
Awesome. That's a very, very well said. So diversity is sort of saying, hey, you know, this is a different way of doing something. Somebody from a different culture, gender, whatever, does these things differently. That doesn't mean I'm going to do the same thing the way he's doing it. That tells me that, oh, there are different ways of doing things. So I could think of something else and find a new way of doing something else differently, right? And last time I spoke, it's something called schema violation, right? You get into your routine, a fixed way of thinking, you know, predictable patterns, and then you see something diverse happening, or a diverse opinion, a diverse person, people from different backgrounds, right? Saying, thinking, doing different things. And suddenly, you get a new way of thinking things too. It's sort of, it's a contagion, you communicate the diversity or the new way of thinking from other people to yourself. And Silicon Valley, again, does really well in that. It is a very diverse place. And I'm going to touch upon as to why places become diverse in the first place. Why is Silicon Valley diverse and how it all happened, so that you can understand, appreciate, and take advantage of it. Because not everybody's taking advantage of Silicon Valley. You guys are some special folks who are here today, Sunday afternoon, and taking advantage of what Silicon Valley has to offer. You're making the most of the high housing prices your parents are paying, by the way. So, your parents must be happy. And entrepreneurship and risk-taking. So another important thing is for genius to be created in a certain region, in a certain place, whatever is valued, whatever is honored, that flourishes. Can someone give me an example as to what kind of place will not encourage entrepreneurship, right? Can someone have an example as to what kind of places do not encourage entrepreneurship? Yeah, right there. Arizona. Okay, so he's got like a specific example. Some place in Arizona. What city was it again?
Nogales.
Nogales.
It's now a border town.
It's a border town. Okay.